Have you been noticing some glitches in your matrix lately? Have you noticed that your timelines seem to be changing and shifting so rapidly that you almost are nauseous because you don't know what's happening next? Does it feel like one minute, you're having one experience, and the next minute it feels like all of a sudden you've entered a parallel universe? Okay, I know I threw out a lot of different terms for the same thing, but what I really mean is that it feels like all of a sudden your life took a left turn and everything around you is slightly or dramatically different, but you're not exactly sure how you got there. So I like to call it a timeline shift, but I know other people are referring to it as a glitch in your matrix. Either way, it can be really disconcerting, upsetting, unless you actually know how to do it on purpose and how to do it in a way where the glitch or the shift takes you to the next positive thing and the next positive thing. All right. So, how is this happening in the first place? A lot of people consider this an ascension symptom, shifting from 3D to 4 or even 5, meaning that your consciousness level, your awareness, what you're able to see and perceive is shifting in an upward fashion. You're able to see and perceive more and more. And so, where before you weren't aware of how things were shifting and moving, now you are. Now you can not only feel it, but you can see it with your eyes, you can hear it with your ears, you can sense it with every part of your body. And it also changes the way you think. So, this is really, really important to understand how to do this on purpose and in a positive direction. You need to know how it works. What most people think is that it's focused around how you're thinking, up here, but it really isn't. Your thoughts are controlled by how you feel. In general, how your body feels. Bill McKenna, who's my business partner in Cognomovement, hi, I'm Liz Larson, by the way, always says you can't think greater than you feel. And this is 100% true. If you ever notice that you wake up one morning and you're kind of salty, kind of cranky, and then everything goes wrong, like you spill your coffee on your new dress, right? You door ding your car, you can't find a parking place. The first person you meet is a jerk that day. All of that is not a coincidence. It's all based on that waking up feeling kind of salty. And your mind will actually make up things that match it, reasons for your crank. Like, your husband's not doing the right thing, or your dog's an idiot, or you're not valued, or you're not worthy, or the biggest trauma in your life has shown up to haunt you that morning. Those are the days when everything goes wrong and it feels like you've stepped into an alternate universe where everything is just crappy. Okay, we've all had those days. The key is to be able to recognize, oh my gosh, I'm feeling salty this morning. I don't really have a reason. I'm going to make one up though. And shifting it right then, which is possible. It's possible to change that core feeling, that sensation that there's doom and gloom in the air, to change it and upgrade it to something that's actually going to allow you to see, think, feel at a higher level. And when you see, think, feel at a higher level, everything shifts into higher gear. It's actually a higher frequency or a higher vibration. But you're like, yeah, doesn't that take years to learn to do that? No, actually, it doesn't. All you really need is a system that helps your body change instantly how it's speaking to itself, how your feeling body is interacting with your thinking body. See, your thinking body comes second, your feeling body comes first. And we all have kind of a general feeling about ourselves, how we think about the world and what's available to us on the planet based on who we think we are, who we believe we are, who we feel that we are. And when you can change that thing, you step up. Now, what is the step up? It literally is just a higher vibration. When your body changes the way it talks to itself, body, brain, body, round and round and round and round and round you go. It actually changes what you can perceive. So everything that you actually want literally is right around you. It's in a version of your life. Maybe you want to call it a parallel universe or a different timeline, but it's actually available from where you are now. You just can't see it. You can't taste it, touch it, smell it, because you have the blinders on of this very specific feeling that you have about yourself, about your life, about your future, or maybe just about that moment. So when it's collapsed, and I mean so thoroughly collapsed that you don't even remember that was an issue before, now you've got a timeline glitch into a positive parallel universe, right? When we're all those things that you couldn't see before, they're now right there and you can reach out and just pluck it out. And it really only takes a minute, a couple of minutes, maybe 20 minutes at the very most, no matter how dug in your feeling is in the moment. But when you can switch into this higher feeling, and now because energy really is hotter, faster now, you'll find that when you switch, that your scene switches almost immediately. So for example, my business partner, Bill, did this session with a woman who wanted to leave her husband. She really was getting a divorce, no question about it. She just did the session so that she could feel more confident about having the conversation. But like her husband was not helping. He was not being affectionate. He wasn't paying attention to the things that needed paid attention to, and she was done. Well, they did this session, and it was about an hour long, this one. And at the end of it, she really didn't even remember that she wanted to divorce her husband. Seems strange, I know, when an hour before you're like ready to leave. And when Bill said to her, okay, so when you came in, you were ready to leave your husband, she's like, no, I wasn't. It wasn't a problem. Yeah, except for that it was a 10 out of a 10 problem. She kind of laughed. She's like, oh yeah, I guess it was. She got what we call cogno amnesia. It's so thoroughly gone that you don't even remember that was the issue. When she went home, when Bill followed up with her later, her husband seemed like a whole different human. She walked into a new timeline in which he was helping with the kids. He was paying attention to her. She said that they were like teenagers all over each other again, absolutely in love, where just a little bit earlier, she was ready to walk out the door. And how does that happen? How is it even possible? It's possible because when the body changes so completely, its sensation and the mind goes along with it, it's no longer emanating that very particular frequency that was creating the problem in the first place. So what it feels like and looks like is that the whole universe changed around you, and it did. The question was, are you the glitch in the matrix? And the truth is, it is you. It's just that we're noticing it more because the veil is thinner, the world is more pliable to these frequency changes. So now when we change something, instantly we're available to see the other possibilities that were there all along, but we just had no access to them. This is what it really means to be a vibrational match, is that your signal that you're sending out allows you to see what actually has been there all along. That's it. It's not like you have to put a wish out and wait for it to show up. No, it's already there, or the pathway, the clear pathway is already there. And when you make this kind of a step up and you change how you're feeling so thoroughly that from there, everything else is available. You can actually reach up and pluck it out of the ethers. I mean, it feels that easy. Or the next opportunity and the next opportunity, and the phone calls come and the people seem different and everything tastes different and the light looks brighter. It's that complete when you're able to change this initial foundational feeling in the body. So, how do you do it? You use a system like Cognomovement, which naturally uses your body's own ability to create this kind of complete and permanent change. It turns out that the body and the brain have a system that, if you know how to work through it, how to hit all the points, that it will change itself and it will change the nature of who you are. It'll change how you feel about who you are, how you feel about your past, how you feel about your future, and what then becomes wholly available. Your nervous system, which is the system Cognomovement uses, has a natural ability to change. And you may have experienced it a couple times in your life when it's like being struck by lightning and you have this huge epiphany that literally changes how you see everything. Some of us who have changed our religious belief have had this happen, where all of a sudden you can see everything clearly. But that really is like being struck like by lightning. You can't just do that intentionally. You want to, but it's hard to change your beliefs unless you know the pattern. It's like having an IKEA key to your own nervous system. And once it's reset, then everything else coalesces around it to match that change. You're the glitch, you become the match, and your life that's already available, that parallel universe, it's right there. You just have to know the frequency to get there. And when you know how to do it, it's literally like changing a radio dial. So if you want to learn how to do it, you can do it for free. This January the 26th, we're doing what's called World Cogno Day. And from 9 a.m. Pacific time to 4 p.m. Pacific time, every hour, we're going to be doing a mini session that if you do all 8, what we've been told is that's enough to change a whole life. If you want to be super ready for it, if you want to know how to change these things ahead of time, get our signature ball that we're going to use. You can do it very inexpensively. Go to cognomovement.com and grab your essentials training pack. That will get you 100% ready. Or, you can just try it out on World Cogno Day for free. I highly recommend getting the kit first, but there's going to be so much information, so much fun, so much change that after that, your life could be completely different already. And start out 2024 so powerfully with tools that will help you make it even better, even better, even better. It's incremental. Once you make your initial change, from there you can build and everything else becomes possible. So go to cognomovement.com, go to the events page and sign up for World Cogno Day. And then next, go right over and get your essentials packet. It's very inexpensive, and be ready for World Cogno Day. We'll see you there. It's going to be so much fun. And if in 2024, you are legitimately ready to change the trajectory, the timelines, the parallel universes in your life, this is the way to do it. It's a way to have the experience really without sitting in meditation for days or weeks or months or years or even hours. You can change it very, very quickly in minutes and keep changing. Keep getting that work done so that you are in now real control of those timeline glitches in your life. All right. I'm Liz Larson. Join us January 26th. Visit cognomovement.com and all the amazing things that are there. And we'll be with you on the ride of 24 and changing everything, just changing it all.